Welcome back to Quantum Breakage. So,
okay, audience. During at the same time we're doing this, we're also doing Azura's Wrath. My main problem with Azura's Wrath is that it's got way too much action to the point where I just stopped caring. This game, on the other hand, has the opposite problem. It has very little action, and what it does have in its place is so dull. I don't care about this either.
That said, though, I without a doubt enjoy Azura's Wrath far more. Because that game's actually fun, and that game at least, you know, remembers to do stuff with its mechanics.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, the point is, Beth rescued us, so now we can...
Top protagonist.
Yeah, so now we
Oh boy, are we about to go Resident Evil on this now?
No, Jova, that might actually be kind of cool, so no. What we're going to do is, in case you guys forgot, we're here to kidnap that scientist, you know, that one who was helping Paul with his time travel sickness.
So, why are they trying to go about this like it's a stealth or horror
Oh yeah, here's a new power, Time Rush. Basically, if I hold the left trigger, I can literally run at super speed because time stops. Yeah, rip off the Matrix.
Go fast.
Yes, let's rip off the Matrix. Why not?
Okay. I take a bit of an issue with them just announcing this move now because hasn't he technically been doing this, you know, story-wise? Go with stuff like the time dodge, only, you know, whereas the time dodge was reactionary, it's still about him having to run by and make things seem slow-mo.
Yeah.
In fact, if anything, what's the point of having the time dodge when you would have stuff like this, unless they have...
Well, here's how it is. The time rush is specifically so that you can run really fast. Like, for example, it's the only way you can get through certain platform puzzles that require you to run really fast. Whereas the time dodge, that's mostly a combat thing whenever you want to dodge bullets quickly.
Okay, fair point. Although I will still hold that. I feel like the time rush is something that should have been, you know... given to you way earlier in the game because, well, it's one of the most basic concepts. It's like, well, see, here's the thing about this game.
Okay, let me just say this, Jova. Notice how I'm pressing X because I was kind of assuming that door was going to, but apparently we're supposed to open that door. So, I mean, aren't these kinds of switches usually near the doors are supposed to open? So I kind of got confused there.
Are you sure this isn't trying to go for a horror vibe here? Oh wait, no, it's just graffiti. Pretty good graffiti, actually.
Hey, Teo, since apparently, according to Toriyama, you guys are all about graffiti, what do you think about that?
I'm sorry I can't show it, but my middle finger is really erect right now.
Which Toriyama are we talking about?
Jova, help me out. Jova, help me out. What was that quote from Star-Lord?
Which one? There's so many.
The middle finger one.
Oh, okay. The one.
I'm sorry. I had no idea how this thing worked.
Thank you.
Anyway, there you go, Jova. Here's an example of time rush. Basically, there's a gun turret thing, automatic gun turret thing that automatically shoots whenever I'm near it, and it's time travel proof. Don't ask me how, it just is. How
can something be time travel proof without being within vicinity of him, unless it can sense that far away?
Well, Jova, that's the thing. We've already established that we can make time travel proof vests, so I don't. So at this point,
well, time travel proof vest makes sense because like what makes the wearer, you know, time travel proof. But how can how is that gun time travel proof without, you know, something going on around it?
I don't know, Jova. They never explain it.
Yeah. Again, this is clearly a game where the time traveling rules are only made up for when the plot is convenient.
So yeah.
And here's hold on. Since it's, you know, maybe it's the time that I reprise something I tried to say. I forgot this previous episode or the other about Remedy in general. A trend that I noticed with Remedy in all its games they made is that they tried not necessarily to chase a popular trend of the time, but to try something specifically new that either only a couple of other people tried to do or no one tried to do. Max Payne tried to do the comic book intersection, which only a few games actually did back then, and not really that famous. Alan Wake tried to do the episode format, which, to my record, only the Alone in the Dark reboot also tried to do, and no one else tried to do because it never caught on. And now this is trying to do the TV episodes in format, which only Defiance tried to do in some kind of way.
Yeah.
So I can see a pattern here with Remedy. I wonder what their next title is going to try to do.
I'm hoping. Please be that. Please be Alan Wake 2. Please, Remedy.
Well, I mean, regardless, what will be his gimmick?
Whatever it is, considering that this game tanked, my guess is it's not going to be on as big a budget as this.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, dudes, video game budgets are so unpredictable. I mean,
and also it depends on the mood of Microsoft. If they still feel it's like Sony with David Cage, even if he completes, if he goes bombing and produce third-quality titles.
Oh, so they're like Warner Brothers, the Wachowskis.
Wait, hold on. But aren't Warner Brothers finally done with the Wachowskis?
Yeah, but it took them like what, 10 years to finally get the hint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also Jupiter Ascending.
It took Speed Racer and Jupiter Ascending. I'm not sure if I should count Cloud Atlas because that was mostly a bunch of independent studios, and Warner Brothers was only the.
So there you go, Joe. Hold on, let me explain this. Basically, Joe, did you notice how I reversed the Broken Bridge? Well, now the problem is that the Broken Bridge doesn't stay reversed too long, so I have to use Time Rush to get there quickly. There you go. That's an example of how Time Rush is different. Time Rush is mostly for puzzles, whereas Time Dodge is strictly for combat.
Makes sense.
How many Picarats we got from this?
None whatsoever, too. Sorry.
Darn.
Let's see. Alright, so time for another combat section.
This atmosphere kind of reminds me a bit of Midgar, with the color green, with that shade.
Good point.
Don't you just love playing a cover-based shooter that doesn't have a cover system?
I mean, I guess to be fair, you're in an area that probably wouldn't even have cover at the moment. On the stairs there.
They're slow.
It's more fun with Sniper Elite.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jack is still talking about this past tense.
Remember, this is an entire game is a flashback.
Oh great!
Not trying to give away that everything's okay then.
Yep. There's no tension. We know Jack is gonna get out of here because again, he lived to tell this story. He's telling it right now. So
that is unless at the point he's talking, it's right before the final climax.
There you go, guys. I just time reversed a cannon so that now it's whole again, so I can use it as a way to get around the fence.
Is that a cannon that's from like the very old?
Oh, I got it. Can you fire yourself at the? Can you fire yourself out the cannon?
That no, Dwayne. You'll have to wait till we get to Wind Waker. Sorry.
So, question.
This is no secret of Monkey Island.
Question. That cannon's like an old artifact, isn't it?
I guess, yeah, but they don't explain it, so don't.
Oh wait, I forgot. Where are we? Are we in like some old fortress or
something?
Well,
basically we're in kind of a certain isolated, kind of like in one of those buildings that's kind of like Robin. Not Robin. What am I talking about? One of like God, Iron Man's mansion. I'm drawing a blank right now.
No, but my question was, why are there fireworks in the background? What's happening right now?
It's a party. It's a party to commemorate the fact that they've accomplished something with their research or some shit.
We managed not to kill anyone today.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Wasn't Jack captured? Oh wait, that's right. I think he got released by.
Yeah, he was released by Beth Jova.
He was freed.
This game is so forgettable that Jova forgets plot points in the same part that they happened.
well, it's not so much that. It's like, well, this being a game that constantly throws time travel at you. I mean, and with this plot not exactly being put well together, it's hard to tell whether or not they're speaking out of time or flashbacking on something.
Jova is the master of understatements, not that well put together.
Well, it's the thing. It's like, it's like your typical Frank Miller plot nowadays. There are so many jumps in time, but no.
So be a lot more. The gameplay will be The gameplay would be a lot more interesting if, one, we had a cover system. Two, if it was like in Uncharted 4, where we can alternatively take a stealthier approach, just for the sake of variety. But no, every single shooting section is the same. Just shoot, shoot, shoot until they're dead. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you can do that well. Don't get me wrong. It's just that this game doesn't do it particularly well.
So
and even the upgrades to your power doesn't seem to do anything.
Yeah, it's like Ingrid just said. If it was, yeah, it's like Ingrid just said in his review. If it wasn't for the time travel powers, this game would just be borderline awful because of how bland the rest of the gameplay is.
I know, right? You know, okay, I have to question though. So Jack's plan is to kidnap the scientist, I get that, but why would he do it during an event like this where security would, you know, probably be ramped up?
Because he's a moron.
I mean, seriously, he doesn't.
Well, actually, to be fair, remember, Jova, we're kind of on a rush because time is breaking down, and the more we kind of have to go fast because time will only remain fixable for like 24 hours or something. So.
Gee, you know, it's not like we have time travel powers and could possibly try going back.
No, that's the problem. Remember in the live action sequence, Littlefinger told us that he even tried to do that, but every time he reached always the same conclusion.
Yeah.
Well, I get that, but has Jack tried doing it? That's my thing. It's like, well, Jack, story-wise, has been stated to be more better at this than Littlefinger.
Hey, Joby, do you know who you remind me of? that henchman in Highlander 2 who pointed out the biggest plot hole in General Katana's plan, and Katana just punches him in the face.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously, seriously, Jack
the
is...
original cut, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, Jack is both this game's protagonist, but also the human MacGuffin. I mean, it's been stated constantly that he has better time travel powers than Paul, and I think he actually has been able to go back in time in some cases.
That's not what the final boss tells me, though, because you know how we have Time Blast? Well, Paul has the power to literally make himself have explode. I'm not even, and he does this like gigantic explosion. We have to run the fuck away because the explosion covers a lot of ground. Don't ask me how the hell. Don't ask me how the hell Paul became a living, breathing time bomb that can something explode multiple times without dying. You just can't.
Pedro, question.
Yes,
Why are you using a shotgun against a sniper that's clearly far away?
Because I don't know. At this point, I'm just kind of at this point, I'm just kind of doing this without thinking because I'm so tired.
No,
of this
but
already.
Regardless of the game quality, shooting rules 101. Shotguns are close range.
I know. Sorry, too. Well, if it makes you feel well, if in my defense, I don't play these kind of games very often. It's mostly Naughty Dog games.
So,
which brings me to another point. We honestly, in order to give a bit more variety, they could have implemented some kind of gun upgrade customization, extra menu thing. Instead, they use the Uncharted approach where you just pick up new guns from the ground every single time. Don't get me wrong, there is variety, but I just wish I had my guns that I can, add a sense of accomplishment by adding an upgrade that has more ammo or a faster recovery time or something.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, that's not a problem in Uncharted 4 because Uncharted 4 has a lot of other gameplay mechanics, again, like the stealth thing that make up for the lack of gun improvement or some shit like that.
That's one of the things they actually improved in The Last of Us, having the gun customization, the weapon customization.
Well, yeah, Last of Us was meant to be a more methodical game, so it makes sense. Anyway, right now I'm basically just reloading. Yeah, and yes, that looked really goofy.
Are you serious?
It just discards it.
Huh. I mean,
no, Teo, I didn't discard it. The gun literally ran away from my hands.
I guess it must have had a gem shard. I guess that gun must have. I guess that gun must have had a gem shard running in it.
Time travel run.
Hey guys, I guess the gun would have rather resigned than be fired.
Oh no, I'm out of ammo. Oh, that's okay. There's a backpack there that has infinite ammo that I can constantly refill it. So, never mind.
Okay.
Tension?
What's that?
Yeah.
Simon,
Alright, let's press X to open door.
Press X to Jason.
This Monarch security is really shitty.
You know,
You just need to press a button. If we were in the Layton version, each single door will have a puzzle in order to open it.
That would actually be better secure. That's surprising. That's actually some of the best security ever.
you know, I have to say,
Yes.
if I had $1 for every time that game is called my name when somebody presses X, I'd be so stinking rich.
Anyway, time just broke, I think.
You know, it's a shame I couldn't copyright my name.
Oh, that's right. Basically, since Paul was the one who interrogated us, Martin had to do the conference for him, so that's live feed from NES. That's live action feed.
But didn't Paul predict that he would have been shot?
Not yet, too.
Okay.
You know, one thing that I'm glad is consistent, at least.
What?
You know, the criticism. You know, in some circles, the criticism Metal Gear Solid 5 got was that it told some important plot points audio only. Or they were by these like cassette-like things.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's far better than this game.
No, the thing
at least I got consistent that this game kind of does the same thing. Is at least consistent. Not just praising one game for doing it while bashing the other.
It's one. It's two big differences. Phantom Pain's cassette tapes are much more livelier because there's much better voice direction and shit like that. Whereas the audio logs in this game are so boring and drawn out, and the actors are so bored. Well, the other big difference to me is the fact that you can listen to the audio tapes while playing, so you don't have to just stop and do nothing and just listen.
I just got to look at who the voice director is for this game.
I think it was Sam.
I'm just going to check just to be sure. I'm checking IMDb.
Oh no! Time froze. Time freeze.
Isn't that a good thing?
Freeze,
for us?
Okay.
It says drama director, which I'm assuming means he directed the actors and stuff. Sturdy Hardew.
What's the point of time breakage if there are only available if around there are dudes with the oh, sorry, my bad.
Don't you know, Pedro?
I have to admit, I have to.
Yeah, this.
Okay,
this guy.
Yeah, I have to admit, these moments are some of the most visually cool moments in the game. These moments where time stops and you see these bullets stopped in time and shit like that.
You know, I have to wonder, if Paul can easily give people time suits to the point where they can practically use powers, why doesn't he just use a time suit himself so then he could...
He doesn't need to, Jova. He has natural time travel powers.
But remember, I mean, he is draining himself apparently, so he can rarely use them.
That's just the thing, Jova. They never explain the exact way that his disease works.
My thing is like, well, if he has this disease,
this door.
Yeah, no, Jova. This is the door that Angry Joe did that awesome skit in.
Basically, Jova, that door is an insta-kill.
Yes, that door. Yeah, I'm about to show it actually. I'm about to show it
actually.
Does it
cut you in half?
What about that door? Is it punching you?
The reason it doesn't kill me automatically is because I'm playing on easy mode, and on easy mode, Jack is much more resistant.
Does the door cut you in half if you lose?
Don't worry, Dwibs. Even if I do lose, the checkpoint is right before the door anyway, so...
I guess what he means, like, does it actually visually cut you in half?
No. This is not Mortal Kombat, Jova.
So what happens then in the instant death? I forget.
No, but basically in normal mode onward, Jova, that door, if you don't stay clear, basically insta-kills you.
Can I,
I get that. I'm just wondering what the
Pedro,
death looks like.
Hold on, Dwibs has a question. Go ahead, Dwibs.
How was the music in Alan Wake?
It's fine.
Can you please explain to me how the composer of that game managed to fuck up so badly with this soundtrack?
I wouldn't say the soundtrack is bad. It's definitely going for the more cinematic atmosphere.
Unmemorable, that's the thing.
Actually, Jova, I'll disagree. I mean, if it was going for cinematic, it would be orchestral, but this isn't even that. It's just shitty techno. It's just shitty techno. I mean,
wait, hold on.
It sounds like there are moments where it sounds like it was done by the Noisy Duo.
Wait a minute. Hold on. When did it become written in the rulebook that to be cinematic, there would be orchestrics used?
Whatever. Usually when I think of cinematic scores, I think orchestra.
Oh, fair enough then. I mean, like, well, but let's be honest, Amico, there are plenty of cinematic scores that aren't restricted to orchestra.
For better or worse.
So
it can be done fine, but let's just say the Noisy Duo doesn't do it well. Anyway,
Pedro, how this area works?
Basically, what happens was there's a time travel. They have a time travel generator that prevents people from being stopped in time. So basically, what actually never mind. I'm skipping ahead of the game. Never mind. Basically, what happened there, Teo, was this is an anti-time travel field. An anti-time travel magic field, where if Jack goes into it, he'll lose his time travel power. So we have to find the switch to turn off the anti-time travel magic field generator.
Weird, because
when did this gritty sci-fi game become magic?
So let me get this straight. No,
it's not magic. It's science. I'm just saying the word magic as a reference to Final Fantasy VIII.
I don't know, it kind of feels like magic.
We call it, Dwibs, we have a term for this. Techno-magic.
Basically, Dwibs, to give you context, Dwibs, there's a point in Final Fantasy VIII story where the characters cannot use magic.
Which is mostly sci-fi for a lot of time.
True, but basically, in Final Fantasy VIII, there's a point where the characters cannot use magic because there's a quote-unquote anti-magic field generator. So basically, this feels a lot like that ass pull from that game. That's the difference is that it's sci-fi instead of magic.
So let me see if I can get this straight. If Jack uses his powers, then he can't use his powers. But then wouldn't that mean that he can't use his powers and thus this field shouldn't be doing its effect?
Jova, if you're gonna put out, to quote Linkara, if you're gonna put out all the plot holes, we're gonna be all night, Jova. So.
Ironic, that's coming from Linkara of all people.
Again, Jova, it's like in 13.2. It's a time travel story that fucks up almost all aspects.
Even when most of this stuff actually isn't actually doing with the logistics of time travel, but the abilities that you can use in this game. So that means that this game went beyond just screwing up the usual time travel story. It messed up even when it created rules for itself.
Yeah, it's sad because when I first heard of this game, when I first saw, not the live action stuff in 2013, the actual gameplay, when I first saw the gameplay, it actually looked pretty cool. Okay, you get to do cool time travel powers and shit. That sounds pretty. Could be pretty fun. But the time travel powers in this game are so fucking neutered. And the overall way you're supposed to use them for solving puzzles is so scripted. You cannot actually experiment or anything. Everything is so prefabricated. Jesus. Anyway, let's get back. Oh no! These guys who I've... much like the guys I've killed before, how could I possibly survive? Oh, there you go, I just killed them.
Oh, so they got orange time suits, I think, or are they supposed to be...
Yeah, those orange suits are time travel proof.
So they have orange ones instead of white ones. Does this mean that they're tougher than the white ones?
No. What it means is the orange suits means you're time travel proof, but you don't have powers. The white ones means you're time travel proof and you have powers.
Why don't they just give them the white ones, which I'm pretty sure they would make sure to, be immune to the time travel thing, right?
Jova. Then we'd have no plots.
Not just that.
We don't even have a plot right now because honestly, I'm still thinking.
Oh look! The entire game's timeline.
With each part. Hey, Pedro! Look, Ground Zero was at 2013 or 14, I think, in there. So is that a Metal Gear Solid reference?
Is this game going out of its way to try and have the walls of text being worse than 13?
It seems so because Jesus.
Well, according to you, it succeeded, Pedro.
It's sad. It pains me to admit it. It really does. What about you, Teo? Do you agree?
Sorry, what was the? Oh, what the hell?
You know that that thing we've been saying for quite a few parts now, that this game does the data log thing even worse in 13.
Yeah, I agree.
They're building robots for some reason.
Anyway,
Why are they building robots?
So this is so basically this is technically the game's first boss.
Oh, so here's my question.
Yes, basically, Dwibs, that's a giant time travel proof armor.
So here's my question: was this robot built just for the purpose of fighting Jack? Because that's incredibly.
Hold on, one at a time. Go ahead, Dwibs.
Did they even give this armor a creative name?
Hey guys, look!
They don't actually give it a name, Dwibs. That's just my name for it because, well, that's what it is.
Hey guys, look! Samsung VR's product placement.
Yes. I give, to quote Angry Joe, I give this game a Nissan out of 10.
So let's see. So they've they've advertised the mess out of Nissan. They're advertising what looks to be VR headsets. What's next?
I don't know.
Taco Bell.
Anyway, you had a question, Joe?
Yeah. Did they just make these robots literally just for the sake of fighting Jack? Because
apparently, yeah.
Well, that's incredibly freaking convenient timing.
Not just actually, Joe, it's not a robot. It's a man in a power suit or armor suit, or call it whatever you want.
So here's what I asked: Did Paul just create this whole company just to mess with Jack? Because actually, yeah,
he created the company so that he could create a lifeboat protocol. What is a lifeboat protocol? We're going to explain later.
If their suits are time travel proof, why are they still frozen?
No, because I shot them. Because remember, Dwibs, if I shoot their outfits will have holes in it.
The magic goes away.
The time travel, you see this. If I shoot your time travel proof outfit, your outfit will have a hole in it, so the time travel stopness can come in through the hole and stop you in time. I'm not kidding. That's the actual logic this game uses.
So this is pretty much like the time traveling equivalent of. So this is pretty much the time traveling equivalent of The Happening. If you let any of the big sleep in one way or another, it will affect you.
But it's still like the thinking though.
Those are the actual rules might go.
Like if you had the.
Do you still have to shoot?
Hold on.
One at a time.
Go ahead. Teo, I think Teo was asking me how the boss battle works. Basically, Teo, the boss battle works that I'm supposed to shoot him in the back because that's where the time travel proof generator thing on his suit is. Basically, if I destroy his time travel proof generator, he'll stop being time travel proof, so he'll just freeze.
I could have sworn you hit him in the front though, and it did the same thing.
No, I didn't. If it did, the boss battle would already be over by now.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that boss. I was talking about others.
Oh no, it's only for this one that the thing is in his back.
So, is it because that we interrupted them that they didn't make something to cover the back, or was that literally just how the design's supposed to be?
Basically, yeah, the game is literally telling me what I'm supposed to do. Basically, I'm supposed to use Time Rush so I can quickly get on his back and shoot it. The problem is that I don't remember what my thought process was the first time. Remember, this is a blind playthrough, so I think I was just kind of experimenting with shit, and then again, if anything, it at least gives you an idea of how the boss operates and shit. Because if I went straight for the kill, this boss would be over in 10 seconds.
So, I forget. How do you build up your time gauge powers? Because otherwise,
notice in the right side of the screen, Jova. Every time I use the time rush, what I'm using right now, the gauge drops, and now it's blocked. See, now I have to wait for it to refill so I can use it again.
So it's literally just a simple matter of waiting for your time rush.
Wait! Fuck me, that was hardcore.
Yeah, great dialogue, right? And freeze frame.
Yeah.
Again, did David Cage write this game?
I know, that's the sad part. Like, Sam Lake is a much better writer. He did so much better than in Max Payne and Alan Wake. I have no idea what the fuck happened with this one. Like, it's like it took a vacation. I mean, I have no idea what the fuck happened here.
Or maybe like many other people to try and use time travel for their story, he got carried away.
Maybe.
The main problem is that... go ahead, too.
Maybe he arrogantly thought he could make a franchise out of it, so he didn't want to tell all the story in one single game.
Well, actually, the game ends on a sequel hook, so...
Oh.
But don't worry, we're not going to see a Quantum Break 2. Not after those abysmal sales.
Unless Microsoft is stupid enough to do...
Especially considering that...
honestly, Pedro, don't underestimate a company who is desperate to push something.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Jova. Remember, this entire franchise is riding on the actors being able to return. What if they can't all return? Because, you know, if they don't have all the same actors return, it will defeat the purpose of the vision of this franchise, which is, you know, the whole actor, consistent actor like in a TV show or movie or something.
Oh, my guess is they're gonna...
I'm guessing that, like, will either the...
My guess is they'll drop the live action scenes.
Wait. Hold on. So, wait, they would have, like, the sequel do the whole TV thing again, too? I mean, I think they might drop that.
The TV thing would definitely be dropped if a sequel was ever to be made, but I don't really think we're going to see another one of these, honestly.
Honestly, I have no idea what'll happen, especially since it's Microsoft behind this. Don't get me wrong, I like things about Microsoft, but they did... Remember, it took a lot to get them to actually abandon the original Xbox One project.
Speaking of sequels... Speaking of sequels, no one expected. Recently, for my university course, I had to watch a film called Burnt by the Sun that got a sequel like 16 years later. And from what I can tell, that sequel sounds like Pedro's worst nightmare. A bad movie that's 3 hours long.
You mean like King Kong? Boom! Anyway, that's Quantum Break Part 9. See you for Part 10.
See ya.
See ya.